Oh,
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry, I'm a bit late.
no, you're good. Right. So I've got a few guest speakers on tonight. So make sure you take lots of notes. Make sure you take lots of tips from them. So they're going to be sharing some of their golden nuggets to help you guys grow your businesses. So my first speaker is Laura. So Laura is literally like a recruitment queen. She brings in around 4 new team members every single month as a minimum. So she's going to share some of her tips with us today. So first of all, what are your top tips of attracting people to you in the first place to like join your business?
So my top tips, I was saying this to my team the other day, a lot of people think that to attract people to your business, you need to be posting about the business and about the products constantly, and that's all your Facebook should be made up of. But actually, I literally use my Facebook, I've said it before, I use my Facebook like a diary, but to go a bit more in depth, I literally, every single little thought that pops into my head, I log it on Facebook. Like, it might be something really silly, it might be something funny, it might be something that Tom said, it might be like just, oh, I was just wondering if anyone else has ever done this and that. Like this morning I just posted, oh, like we're one of those couples that leaves their washing out on the line just to get wet, and I had like 40 likes on it, like, but and then people commenting on it and stuff. Like literally anything that pops into my head, I document it on my Facebook, because I think if I'm going to make people laugh, or if I'm going to relate to people, then that's how I'm going to build relationships, and that's how they're going to join my business. Because if I'm just posting all the time about join my business, or I get to do this with all my time freedom, and I get to do that with all my time freedom, like I do hint about my business a lot and about the fact that I don't have to go to work, but the main thing I think is really being me and truly me. And somebody said to me, like, that I hadn't met before at an event, she was like, oh my God, you're exactly the same in real life as you are on your Facebook. And I was like, well, yeah, like that's me. I'm literally mad, but that is me. And I allow people to see that on my Facebook all the time. Like, I'm bonkers, but I let people know that I'm bonkers, because I think that's how you just build relationships.
Hang on 2 secs. I'm going to mute everyone again. So it's Laura, you're going to have to unmute yourself again.
Thanks. That's all right. There you go. So yeah, just literally like use your Facebook as if you literally want somebody to get into your head and just know like everything you're thinking. And even if it's something negative, like, and put a positive spin on it. Somebody said that on a Zoom last night as well, and I think that's important. Like, nobody's lives are perfect, and I'm not a negative person very often on my Facebook, but if I am going to put something negative, then I put a positive spin on it, because I'm just normal. I am going to have like things that piss me off sometimes, and it's my Facebook, like it's the Laura book, like my page is my page, so it should be about what I'm thinking and what I'm feeling.
Love that. And you can see that when you go on your page, for anyone that does go on it is literally about you and your life, and you can see what you're up to every day, you can see what you're doing, and it's just making it look fun and making it look attractive.
It's more about my life than it is about anything else. I think that's sometimes where people are a bit too much about the business or too much about the products, but mine is actually more about me than it is of anything else. But that's how I get talking to people.
Yeah. And you naturally, like, we were having this conversation the other day, like you were like, oh, I don't really like make myself post about the products and stuff, but that's because you naturally do it, because you're naturally taking them every day, and like you said, you just post what you're doing. So if you're taking the products every single day anyway, then you're going to post about the products every day. Like you're posting like in the gym or at home and things like that. So
yeah.
So you've got a business page, and I know you've had quite a lot of success from running a business page before. So why is it important, and how does it help you?
Your mirror looks good, by the way. So my business page is a really good tool, because I think social media is literally amazing, and people worry that they're not going to have anybody to sell to, and they're not going to have anybody to recruit because their next door neighbour does network marketing, or somebody down the road does it. But we're not delivering catalogues into people's houses. Like, you're not restricted to a village or to a street. It's not like a catalogue drop. There's 6 billion people in the world, and having a business page just helps you to reach out to even more thousands of people that aren't friends with you on your Facebook. So obviously your Facebook limits your friends at 5,000, and I've nearly got 5,000 friends on my Facebook now. So you can't have any more people than that, but obviously you can still have followers. So what I do is I post stuff on my business page every day. I don't post anything about the products on there. I keep it very business related, so nobody would click on there and go, it's Juice Plus. It's just purely about the business. I have an opportunity for people, and this is, what I do. I'm in network marketing, and I sometimes share things from my personal Facebook to my page, and then vice versa from my page to my personal Facebook, so that people can click on the links, and people can obviously then click on my profile. I get literally every single day I get messages from my business page, and obviously I don't convert them all into reps. I get an awful lot of people that inquire, and then I'll have a little chat to them, or I'll send them some information or whatever, and then they don't bother speaking to me after that. But I'm still getting the views on my video, and from the people that I have recruited from that page, they've been really, really good. Like, I recruited Fern from that page, and she's a fucking fireball, like literally mental. And it's just an extra little avenue to you to reach out to thousands more people, because you can boost your posts, you can choose how much you want to pay to boost your posts, and you can promote your entire page if you want to, and then obviously it comes up on people's news feed, as a sponsored post.
Yeah.
So it's just getting a bigger audience.
Yeah, so when you go into like your news feeds and you see all those sponsored things, like you see all like the blackhead removers or the toothpaste and stuff, that's basically what it does with your business page. So you can choose what age group you want it to target, what sort of people you want to have, what their hobbies you want them to have, where in the country you want it to be. So you're hitting people that you can relate to. And like Laura said, you can obviously sponsor it, but you choose how much you're spending. You don't have to go on there and spend like 50 quid sponsoring your video. Like, that would be crazy. But spend like a £5 every month on it. Like, that's not a lot to ask for, and the return you're going to get from it is literally crazy. And like Laura said, like, it brings in distributors, and she wouldn't have had Fern if it wasn't for that video, and Fern's absolutely smashing it. So when somebody does inquire, what do you do as such? Like, if someone was to drop you a message and ask for information, how would you go about responding to them?
So when somebody drops me a message initially, if it comes through my business page, you can't voice note somebody straight away. You have to send a little message, and then you can voice note after that. So I just say something like, hi babe, yeah sure, I'll send you some info now. I push send, and then it allows you to then send a voice note, and obviously you can voice note for like a minute at a time on Messenger. I constantly voice note, and I can't recommend it enough. Like, people can hear the passion in your voice. So when, I know Lauren sent like one of my voice notes around, but like when somebody inquires, I'll send them a message. Like, I have a little look on their profile first, and I see if they're the kind of person, like, I'm not picky about reps, but if I look on someone's profile and they look like they're the kind of person that's just out drinking all the time, and a bit do you know what I mean? Like, you're just not the kind of person that maybe you would get on that well with, then I'll still obviously message them back, but I kind of just seek them out a little bit first and see if I think they'd be really good, or if they're presented well and stuff like that. So I'll send a voice note, and I'll be like, hi babes, oh my god, thank you so much for messaging me on my Facebook page. So excited that you've seen the video and that you've loved it, so thank you so much for taking time to watch it. That's brilliant. That's step number 1 done. I'd absolutely love to share some information with you. My job is so simple. If you've got a couple of hours a day that that you're just trawling through Facebook, like, this could be the perfect job for you. What do you do? Where are you from? And I find out some information about them. So then they'll come back to me and they'll say, oh, I'm from Nottingham, and I'm a full-time mum, or I work as an admin, but I hate my job, and this and that. And I'm like, oh my God, I was in such the same position as you. Like, that's, you know, going back to, you know exactly how they feel. That was me. That was how I felt. This is me now. This is a life that you could have. Like, you've got to, like, dangle the cherry and, like, make it, like, so appealing that like, why would they want to say no to it? And obviously not every single person is gonna go for it. Some people say, oh, I'll have a little think about it, I'll go away and have a think. Some people just join up there and then on the spot, which they're like the amazing ones. They're the people that you want in your business and the people that you need to invest your time in. And then some people just don't message you back. But no matter who they are, I'm super enthusiastic. I don't ever send the same message to everybody. I have nothing saved. I don't copy and paste. I'm just like, hi, Gorge. Oh my God, so excited that you've messaged me. Thank you so much. Like, I'd absolutely love to give you some information. This is how it works. This is what we can do. Oh my God, I'd just love to have you on my team. You look like you'd be perfect for it. Like, I'd love to be the one to mentor you. Just be like super enthusiastic. Like, what have you got? Like, nothing to lose. They might listen to it and think, fucking hell, like, what's she on? But 9 times out of 10 it works.
Amazing. Thank you so much for that, babe. And I totally get that as well. And I know Hannah's written in the comments saying love voice notes. She's been doing them as well. And she's recruited her first team member this month and got somebody else that she's recruiting next week. So they definitely work. People can hear your excitement and your passion for your voice notes. So make sure in your voice notes you're not like, hey, babe, yeah, so it's blah, blah, blah. You've got to sound excited and you've got to sound passionate about it. And if you are scared of doing voice notes, then just voice note your upline. Just start voice noting your upline just to get used to sending them, and then start doing it when people inquire, because you'll get a much bigger reaction. And another great tip is, like Laura said, is find out what they do and where they're from, because even if you can't relate to somebody, so say somebody said at the time that I'm a full-time mum, I relate them to other people. So I'm like, oh, I've got a girl in my business called Emily. She's a full-time mum. She hasn't had to return back to work. She's absolutely loving it. She can take the kids to school. So you know all of our stories, or ask people, or say, oh my God, they're this and they're this, and ask for somebody they can relate to. So like full-time workers, you can relate to Laura, or me, mums, you can relate to Em, like things like that. So you're giving back what they want to hear, and not just being like, oh, okay, yeah, that's cool. You're giving them some info back on it. But thanks so much, babe. Is there anything else before I let you go?
No, I don't think so. But if anybody has any specific questions or anything, like, just feel free to message me. Like, I do often get messages from girls in other teams, and I'm happy to like share little tips and stuff. So just send me a message if you have any questions. But yeah, that's cool.
Thanks, babe.
No worries, I'm going to log off because I'm going to need to drive home, but I hope you'll have a nice Zoom.
Love you, bye.
Love you, bye.
Right, so my next speaker I've got is Kirsty Louise. If you can unmute yourself. I can't see anybody on this screen, so I can't see you to unmute you. Hello? Is she on? Hang on. Kirsty? Let me message her. I've got Danni on as well. So Danni, do you mind going next?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. Oh, hang on a few seconds. Gina, do you know if she can can you message her and just tell her to message me when she's on, please, Gina? Thanks, babe. Right, so Danni has massively upped her game in this business. She's gone from having no order. I know she remember I'm showing this, we were speaking about earlier. She's gone from having no customers in March to finishing on 10 in April. So that is a massive difference. And the reason I thought it's so important to share this is because a lot of people can kind of give up, but it just goes to show how you can completely change your business around. So what have you personally changed to draw people into your Facebook and start inquiring?
Okay, so I've got very intentional with my posts because, you know, we're told to post 9 times a day, so you're 3 by 3 by 3. Sometimes people say and post 20 times a day, and it's like, how many times do you post? And I think, you know, if you think you've got to post every hour and stuff, then you just end up posting crap. So everything that I post, before I post it, I think, you know, is this going to help my businesses anyway? Is it going to bring in team members? Is it going to bring in potentials? Is it going to create some kind of following? So I'm very intentional. And I don't think it's how many times you post, it's what you post. So, you know, the content and how you word it. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. Also, interaction posts. So a lot of people used to post, like, you know, write your name with emojis, and people would start commenting to sort of get some interaction. And yes, it does kind of get some interaction. And yes, you know, those people are seeing your posts more, but it's not really helping. You need interaction, like something like Kirsty earlier, great example. She posted something this morning about Dave. So he's got a new job and he started this morning. And she asked, it's like an open-ended question. So I think when you post your statuses, ask open-ended questions as well to create, you know, conversations, because that's kind of where the magic happens, really. You want conversations on your posts, because then you can sort of take them offline as well into a private message. So she put something like, you know, Dave's going back to work. Does anybody else, would anybody else like to spend the whole day with their partner every day? So you've got some people kind of going, yeah, I'd love to spend every day with my partner. And then there's me that were like, no, like, hurry up and go to work kind of thing. But it kind of creates conversations on your profile. And I think that's a better interaction, because then you can then take those conversations offline. So that's another one that I do, rather than, you know, the pointless ones. And the last thing is adding value. So you hear this quite a lot, you know, add value, poor Matty, add value. And I don't know about you, but I was always like, I get that, but I don't, like, how do I add value to people? And it wasn't until I went on to Sinead's live the other day. I can't remember what page it was on, so some of you might have seen it. If you did, you'll know what I'm talking about. She literally answered all of my questions about adding value, you know, to potentials on your profile, to your current customers. And I won't go into that now, but I'm happy to sort of share my tips on the team page, because I took so much from that away. You know, when you go to conventions and events and people say, you know, I've had that light bulb moment. And I was saying to Sarah Bailey the other day, I didn't have that light bulb moment. I don't feel, you know, I've taken a lot away from events, and some of them I've taken some action and some I haven't. But that live for me that Sinead did the other day was like a little light bulb moment for me. So I'm really, really happy that she literally answered all of my questions. So yeah, I will share the tips for that on our team page. So that's the only changes I've really made at the moment.
Okay, fabulous. So in regards to now, so you've got the inquiries, people are asking you, have you changed how you seal the deal as such? So when somebody inquires, have you changed how you close the sale and actually secure the order?
Yeah, definitely. I've definitely changed the way I speak to people, because Emily, not long ago, she took some screenshots of a conversation that she has with her potentials. So, you know, specific questions that she asked. And also Lottie, she posted like 6 questions that she asked. So I followed lots of different people and their way of doing it. And none of them have worked for me. Like, you had one in the training page about turning an inquiry into a sale. Like, what works for some people doesn't work for others. And what I was focusing on, rather than actually listening to what they wanted, I was just focusing on what the next question was going to be. Does that make sense? Like, I wasn't listening to what their goals were. So I totally changed that around, and I haven't followed anyone specifically on how they, you know, close their deals. I've literally listened to what they want, and I've sort of taken it as it comes.
Perfect. And mindset is everything. So obviously there's certain people that kind of get into the mindset of like, I haven't had any orders, or I'm not doing very well this month, and they give up, they quit. Whereas you could have easily said, you know what, I haven't got any orders this month, I'm going to give up. But then the next month, if you had of, you wouldn't have had those 10 people and got those 10 orders. So mindset is everything. So how did you switch your mindset from being like, from not getting it to be like, I'm going to smash this, if that makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. It's like you said earlier, Lauren, is that you never know when your business can turn around. So last year I was in America for 4 weeks, and November, December, January, so 3 months in a row, I had no orders whatsoever. And when I was in America, I was still on plan. I was still like sharing my food. I was sharing some lifestyle stuff. I was showing that I was still having like weight loss results. And although I didn't get, the orders then, so over 3 months I got no orders. Then in February I went and got 13 orders. So it just shows that the work you do now is what you're going to get paid for later. So I just think you never know when your business is going to turn around. I had not so long ago I had 12 members in my team. It's now gone down to 6, and only 4 of us are working. One of those includes me as well. So but I'm not going to give up. I never intend to give up, because I just know that I could have another light bulb moment and my business could just turn around again. So you just got to keep going.
Amazing. Love that, babe. Thank you so much for your tips.
You're welcome.
And good timing, because I've just seen Kirsty's come on as well. Can you unmute yourself, babe?
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Good timing. It's like you two planned it.
Huh?
It's like you two planned it.
I'm so annoyed. I'm so annoyed. I've been trying to get on for nearly half an hour.
Oh my God.
Right.
So, Kirsty has grown her business from having around 800 points in February to having over 8,600 in March and again in April. So she's pretty much, I don't even know, I'm a maths geek and I don't even know the maths on that, 800 to 8,600, but I know that it's bloody insane. That's what it is. So you've gone from having no team in February to having 7 downlines and a team of 10 people in the space of 2 months. Which again is amazing. So what have you changed in regards to building the team?
Right, bear with me a sec. So I've been more, I know I've said this before, but I've been more consistent, as in I've sat down every day and I've done like all my daily stuff, like whether it takes me an hour. Lately it's pushing on about 2 hours, so it does take me a bit more. But before I wasn't doing that. I was just kind of doing it as I go. And like how Laura Danni always says, like your shop always has to be open, and if someone else's is and yours isn't, then they're not going to go to you. Mine was the person that would like, I'd post a bit, not post a bit, post a bit, not post a bit. So I wasn't always consistent. So now I 100% am. I get back to people straight away. Before, I was always afraid with the training. And I know, obviously, you've always been there and said to me, if you're not, like, confident in training them, then send them to you. And even though you were telling me that, I was still very much, she's so busy. I don't want to send her these people. So I would delay getting back to them, which didn't look good, or I'd try training them and I didn't really understand fully what I was doing, which was like a massive no. But obviously now I do. And I'm just looking at my notes, sorry.
It's fine, carry on.
Also, I'm more excited now, yeah. So before, even though I was excited, I was scared to put, like, I was still in that stage of, even though I was like over a year in the business, in February, I was still like, after Christmas, and I was like, I remember Christmas Day came and I was like, do I post my, like, presents? Like, I've been able to buy Dave this thanks to this, but I don't want people to look at me and think like, oh, look at her bragging. And like, I was very much like, I'd post a little bit, but not fully how much this business was helping me. And I was still very much aware of what other people, especially more people close to me, like the people, there's a few people like close to me in my family that don't say nothing to my face, but I know full well say things behind my back, and I was really conscious of what they thought, and didn't really put it all out there. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And then I sat down and thought, like, why? Like, who cares what other people think? It doesn't really matter at all.
Exactly. They don't pay the bills.
Exactly.
Fun.
And now I tell my girls this, and like I think it's good, because I say to them, like, I used to do exactly the same thing, so I know where they're coming from. But like you just said, they don't pay your bills. They don't even speak to you half the time. They just have their own opinion. So who cares what they think? It doesn't matter. Also, what have I changed? A massive thing I changed is, for a while, I tried to stop being me, which sounds weird, but because I'm a mum of 4 and I'm 30, and I looked back and I was like, oh, maybe I should be a bit more mumsy. Maybe I should try and, reach out to mums, or be more approachable. That's the word. Maybe I should be more approachable to mums, because I'm a mum. I've got 4 kids. You know, I'm 30 years old. Like, all I do is really have a laugh with Dave. I'm all over my Facebook. So maybe if I did that, it would approach more people, and it didn't. And it was so hard, because it wasn't me at all. Like, I think people think, because I'm a mum, I'm not going to, like, a 4, I'm not going to be fun. And does that make sense? Like, and I just thought, well, maybe I should try and be that sort of person. And it just wasn't me. So I completely changed it around, which changed everything, because now I've got more people in my business. Loads of my girls, like, okay, yeah, they're mums. Loads of them are not mums. And some of them are a lot younger than me. And they come to me because they say, your Facebook is fun and you're inviting. And some of them have even said, yeah, you've got 4 kids, but if you didn't mention your kids, you would never know you was a mum.
Yeah.
So trying to be something else was just definitely not me.
I agree. You've got to be yourself, because at the end of the day, people are attracted to you as a person, and they need to relate to you as a person. And if you're not being yourself and you're being somebody else, and then somebody joins your team, you're not going to get on, and then there's going to be a problem.
Yeah, exactly.
It's all about being yourself. So
yeah.
You do a lot of free sign-ups.
Yeah.
How do you keep them motivated, and how do you help them to be successful?
Well, first of all, I've changed, like, a lot of them when I do a free sign up, when I do a free sign up, because like most of mine are free sign ups, I would let anyone join, like, because I just wanted teamies. I'd be like, I wanted anyone to join. Whereas now I learnt my lesson, and now I'm more choosy. So half the people that I agree to give a free sign up to, they're already motivated anyway. If I think someone's not, like, gonna give it their all, or they're half-hearted, or like, oh yeah, I suppose I could do with a bit of extra money for the weekend, then I'm like, oh, like, obviously not to them, but in my head I'm thinking, I don't want you, because you're not going to be any good. So I make sure if I'm going to pay for someone to join my team, okay, obviously we all know they make us that anyway, but I'm not going to spend my time and help them, because I help them loads, and I'm not going to do that with someone that isn't got their whole heart in it. So most of the people I pick are already motivated anyway. I message them every single day, but not, obviously I help them along the way, but so I speak to them every day anyway, but I don't just message them like, hi, how are you? You know what I'm like. Yeah. My team on this call, they know what I'm like. I message them stupid, funny videos or just fun things to make them think, oh my God, like, because obviously at this point they're not on my team chat, and I'm always talking about, oh, my team chat, which you'd love. And they're thinking, they all say to me, like, if this is you just talking to me, what are you all like on your team chat? So I keep it fun and motivated. And I offer my free sign-ups, like an incentive, not a massive one, like literally. I said to you, didn't I? You know the wristbands you sent out? The rope with the star on, Make-A-Wish thing? I offer them little incentives. And when they've passed their trial, because I give them all 2 weeks now, I used to give them a month. That was a big mistake. I give them all 2 weeks. And then when they've done that, I'll send them a little gift with a card. Obviously, I don't tell them what their gift's going to be. So all I tell them is, when you do it, you get an incentive, and straight away, everyone wants to win, right? So
Everyone
they're just,
loves a present, a prize.
everyone loves the prize. And when they get it, they're like, oh, they just love it. Like, it's just anything. Like, people love anything because they want to know that you appreciate them and you care and you're there to support them. Also, something really important I find is, this has helped me massively. I do not, you know, the training new rep page that you set up for us?
Yeah.
I used to not copy and paste it. I would never do that, but I literally would copy it, paste it, and then delete the bits that didn't make sense and send it. Whereas now, because I know it upside down and back to front, I write the whole thing out as I'm going. I don't even go on the training page anymore. Maybe sometimes just to check I'm doing it right.
Like you.
But because I know it all, I just type it because it's me, so it comes across as, you know, as I would talk. But mostly, if I'm being honest, I don't even type anything. I just voice note, because they can hear the excitement in your voice, and I just find it so much better.
Love that. So I agree. And the thing I love about Kirsty is, pretty much like she said, all of her signups have come from free trial reps. But the one thing she does do is she makes sure she trains them, as in what they need to do in the business, but she also builds a friendship with them, because if you don't have a friendship, you don't have a team. And I always say, friends first, then business. So get to know somebody in your team, have a little look through their Facebook, like, did you have a nice weekend? Like, what you done today? Like, how are you? Like, just get to know people, because if you build that friendship and you make it warm and welcoming and inviting, people are going to stick around and they're going to want to be in your business because it's fun. So my final question, but you kind of answered this, was what do you think attracts people to you?
Oh, I'm glad you said that, because I've written my notes, but it's kind of the same. And if I'm being honest, I messaged my team in our team chat earlier, because things like this make me cringe. You've got to sit and big yourself up a bit, really, haven't you? And I don't like that. So I messaged them and I asked them what attracted you to me. And they said, these are my little bullet points. You were fun and hilarious. My page is exciting and inviting. I've got a good personality. I show so much personal stuff, so I'm not all just juice plus, who wants to do this trial, who wants to do this trial, who wants better hair, who wants better nails, who wants better skin. Like, I've got a load of my personal stuff in there. And then again, the same, really bubbly, welcoming, and I go the extra mile to help, which I definitely do. Like, if I don't know something, I will make sure that I ask. Like, you'll see me comment sometimes on our chat, the dream team, like, girls, who knows this? Because if I don't know anything, then I'll make sure I know it properly, rather than be like, oh, well, I think it's this. And also is a lot of the people that come to me, whether it be, obviously I know this is about teamies, but even custom, well, they've come to me, even more teamies, because they were actually interested in someone else first, and they were talking to someone else, and then they saw me, and they just said, like, difficult for me to answer, but they just said to me, like, you're fun, like, you know, like I said before, you're a mum of 4. A lot of them have said to me, you're a mum of 4, and I relate to that. I've got kids, but you're also fun. Like, you're not just like a mumsy mum, like you have fun. And then other people, you're laughing, other people have come to me and said, I didn't even know you had kids. Like, I would not have pictured you.
Conversation we have about kids.
Oh, don't. But that is it. Like, I just think, and that's what I put across my Facebook as well. Like, I put my kids on there, not very much, but I put them on there. But then that's like more of a serious side. But then at the same time, I'm married to Dave, so that's more of a fun side. So there's like a mixture of everything.
Serious when there's you and Dave together. Let's be honest. Oh, love it. Thanks, babe. And I think that's a really good point, and a lot of people have said it. It's being you. And I think so many people, when they join this business, are like, oh my God, I need to do like like Danni said, like 10 posts a day, but your 10 posts aren't all juice plus, because you know what? It's boring. Like, people want to know what you're doing, and you could write a status about Juice Plus, and you could write something like loads and loads of facts on a shake, and then you could write something funny about you and your shake, and you'll get completely different responses. So
no one wants to just see Juice Plus. It's boring. I know they work for it, but
and you shake it in the car and it goes everywhere. Take a picture and post it.
Yes.
People don't want to know all the facts. They